Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to 7 Days of Daily Growth with Nay. It is Saturday, Reflection Saturdays. I hope you guys are doing well and I hope you guys have had a great Saturday. Y'all, so I just want to start off by saying I know y'all didn't see a video from me yesterday. It wasn't because I was out or just doing whatever I want to do. I actually woke up and I was fine when I woke up. I got some good rest. But as I continued through my morning, I started to get into like this mental fog, this mental funk. So I didn't have the energy to get up here and do my video Friday. And it wasn't even tired energy. It was like mentally, I was like at a zero. Like mentally, I just wasn't there like throughout my whole day, except when I went to work. So I don't know if I need a sage in my room or what. I don't know what type of energy I got going on in there. But like when I got up and got ready for work, got out into some sunlight, and was on my way to work and in work with the kids, I had a great day. And it's crazy because as soon as I left work, I kind of was back in a mental fog, So I don't know, but I did eventually have a good night. I had a good Friday. It was laid back. It was chill. It was actually everything and more. Let me close this window. I really did not want to close my window, but I don't want to risk like y'all not being able to hear me that much because of the kids outside playing at the park. But anyways, so yes, and it just like going through the whole day, it made me realize a lot. Like one of the first things that I want to reflect on is just the fact that, I'm human. And so I showed myself grace. I was like, man, I've been working really hard, especially with this channel going hard, all that stuff. I was like, today, I don't know what it is, but mentally I'm not there. And it wasn't just not being able to be on the channel making the video. It was just like I was out of it. I was in my head all day. So it wasn't like a bad day. I didn't have a bad day, but I was going through it mentally. Like I was not okay mentally. And it kind of was like exhaustion in a way. I was mentally tired, like mentally exhausted. Like, I was just reading a post on social media the other day where it's like, adulting never stops. And it doesn't. Like, I just kind of got in my bag a little bit. Grateful to be where I am. I asked for this. I've been doing this for almost 3 months, adding this into my life and doing everything else. School started back, But like I've been telling y'all, I don't want to get to a point where I burn out. And so that's why I'm trying to balance everything out. I'm trying to get more rest. I'm trying to, I don't feel like I'm doing too much because when I look at what I'm doing and I look at the negative stuff that I still do, as far as like, I still spend a huge amount of time on my phone. I still sleep in longer than I should, So it's the little things that I need to work on. And it's basically my time management. Like you need to work on time management. But, just Friday, I was very, very just exhausted. And I was just like, this never ends. Like this never stops. And then with school having to work, I've never done good with that. I've never been good with going to school and having to work. But I can say thus far, it hasn't been all bad. It really hasn't. I've been managing very well. I think just yesterday, I don't know, I guess like everything just hit me and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to give myself grace today because I'm not feeling it. Like mentally, I'm not there with anything. Like I just want to rest. And, I was tired too. So my body was talking to me and that's a big thing. Like I listen to my body. I listen to myself. That's one thing that I reflected on this week. And I did not actually journal my reflection. So it's coming from here off the top. And so that's another thing that I reflected on this week because I kind of just had some reflective thoughts as I've been through yesterday and today. I'm like, yeah, I was going to write it down, of course, but I was like, I'm kind of pressed for time in a way. But also, there's nothing wrong with having reflective thoughts. Like I tell y'all don't have to write it down if you don't want to, but just think about your week. Reflect on your week through your thoughts. If you don't want to write it down or type it up in your notes, you can think and use your brain. And so that's what I've been doing. Like as I've been preparing for, today, and I'm thinking about especially yesterday and, just going through today, I've been very reflective. And so, I didn't really have the time to sit for 10 minutes and write. So I was like, I'm going to just do it off top. It is my reflective thoughts on, my week. And so I really have like been listening to myself, and that's something that I need to start doing more, and not just to my body, but literally just to myself. Taking my own advice. I've been daily meditating all week, and that's you like listening to yourself. It's also listening to your body, because like through my meditation, I can tell that I need to have some self-care as far as like my body, and start getting massages. And I've set up for me to get massages every 2 weeks now, because that's a part of my self-care. I need it. You know, I stand up, I work with kids, I'm always on my computer, I be on my phone a lot, you know, I meditate and I gotta sit up. And when I'm doing this, because yes, I've been sitting up meditating right here lately. I meditated that way every day this week except for Thursday, I believe. But you know, this lets me know a lot, like all up here, you know. And so I just reflect on the fact that I need to start listening to myself, and not just like to my body when I need to rest, but just actual advice that I give myself. Simply because when I went on my walk last night, I also was kind of still, like I said, when I got off work, I just kind of went back into that, you know, that fog, because, you know, work keeps me busy. So I don't have time to think. So as soon as I hit the car, got my music playing, windows down, I'm here, you know. And so I kind of got back into that mental fog of like, you know, God, I need your strength. Because I'm immediately mentally tired again. So, you know, I got to call on God. That's what I was doing, you know, earlier that day as well. Just like, God, I need your strength. I need your strength. Because I do, you know, to keep going, to keep moving, to keep going forward. And so one thing I saw about yesterday was that, you know, I wanted to tell myself, like, no matter how you're feeling, you're committed to this, so do it. But I just had another thought, and I was like, you know, well, if I'm in a mental fog, why would I get up here and talk to y'all and just be like, well, you know, I ain't feeling it. Yes, that would be me being authentic, because I'm getting up here during a time where I'm not really okay, but, you know, I'm still showing up. But at the same time, you have to give yourself grace, and you have to self-care. And me taking a break yesterday and not doing this because I knew I was in a mental fog, that was self-care for me, because I was not okay. And I'm not gonna get up here and fake okay, and I'm not gonna get up here and just give y'all a draggy video. Like, yeah, you know, I'm being my authentic self, showing up, I'm not feeling it, but, you know, today's health topic is, you know, because I show my emotions, like, on my sleeve. You're gonna know when something's up. And so I don't want y'all to get that type of energy. Like, yes, I go through things. Yes, I have those days. I'm a very moody person. It's okay, I'm human. I'm not trying to hide the fact that I go through stuff by not getting up here. It's just a simple fact that I don't want to give that energy to y'all at all. That's why I'm up here today giving y'all my experience and telling y'all what I was going through yesterday, so that you can hear it and also learn from it. Because what I learned in yesterday, the lesson in yesterday for me was, you have to go through it to get through it. I had to go through yesterday to get through it, because I eventually got in a good mood. I got some work done. I went and got me some cookout, had some ice cream. Like, I had a real chill night. I was up till like 2 o'clock in the morning, but I was like chilling. Like, I felt great, you know, just all the vibes. And I realized that, you know, I just had to go through the day to get through it. That's all. Because I didn't think I was going to make it through it. Because I'm already being negative, and I'm already being kind of like mean to myself, because I'm like, OMG, like, just like on the way to work, I was like, oh my God, why do I feel so much better? And then when I got off, like, I didn't immediately go back into the mental fog. I kind of just put myself in it in a way, because I was like, man, I should have did my video. You know, because I didn't feel as gloomy as I did before I went into work. But, you know, I still was in that mental fog. But I was like, dang, well, I feel like I'm good enough to do the video. Or dang, you know, I should have did the video. But it's like, I just wasn't there, you know. And I had to acknowledge that. And I had to go through that. I had to go through those motions of my day yesterday in order to get through it. Because some people have those types of days where they're in a fog, and, you know, they find themselves being mean to themselves because, you know, you feel like, you know, you should be having a good day. And I didn't feel like I should have been having a good day. I just didn't understand what was wrong with me. Like, I just didn't know. So I was just kind of like, oh, MG, you know. Like, it wasn't a bad day at all. I just didn't know what was wrong. And I have those days where I just don't know. Like, I knew I was mentally exhausted, but, you know, I was just trying to figure out why. You know, like, why? So I also had to meditate and dig deep into myself. Like, why are you feeling like this? And it's just the simple fact that, you know, I'm still working out the kinks of this season. You know, I'm still getting in tune with everything that's been going on since August, because I take it day by day. And, you know, I have days where I just flow through it, and I have days where I'm just super tired. And then I have days like I had Friday where I don't know if I can do this. You know, can I really do this? I start questioning myself and my abilities. And I start going to God, and I'm like, you know, I know this is where you put me. I know this is where I'm supposed to be. So why do I feel like this? You know, because I know this is what I want to do. I love doing it, you know, especially when it came to this channel, when I didn't do the video, when I decided against it. I'm like, I know this is what you want me to do. I'm happy when I do it. You know, I don't want to say I don't want to do it, because that's not it. So what is wrong with me? But it's just that, you know, I was mentally exhausted. And, you know, everything from that week had just collapsed on my brain. The week was fast. It really was. And it wasn't a bad week. I even had Tuesday off. And Tuesday was beautiful. Tuesday was so beautiful. So I don't know. Like, I don't know at what point I started to want to shut down. But Friday, I had been on the verge of completely shutting down. But what I did was I said, you know what? I'm not doing my video today. I'm going to show myself grace, because I've been doing of a good job. And I said, I'm going to lay here and I'm going to get some rest. I said, I'm going to go to work, and then I'm going to continue to move through my day, and I'm going to get everything I need to get done for Friday night, which I did. Yoga, all that. So, you know, it was a great night. I think after my yoga, that's what did it. Like, my walk kind of got some stuff out, but when I came in, I did yoga. That was great. So yoga is good. Yoga is very good. And so it just made me realize that, you know, I definitely had to go through the day to get through it. You can't just throw in the towel. You can't just stop everything. You can't just give up. You know, I acknowledge the fact that, you know, I'm in a mental fog. I'm not okay. You know, that's why I didn't get up here and do a video. And I got in my bed and I rested before I went to work. To a point where I didn't even want to get up and go, because I'm still like, it's like my bed is the refrigerator and I'm a magnet. Like, it's just there, you know. But I got up, and, you know, as soon as I hit the door outside, you know, energy out of nowhere, get to work full of energy, because I have kids that are full of energy from the time they get there to the time they leave. So I think it kind of rubs off on me, really, truthfully. I think like all that energy that surrounds the small room that we're in just bounces from them to me, because I get a lot of energy when they come in. And, you know, I love it. They are a piece of work. They are a lot, but, you know, they definitely lift my spirits. That's why I love what I do, because I lift their spirits and they lift mine, you know, without even knowing. So I would say overall, Friday really taught me the most lessons. Other than that, I had a very good week. I had a very laid back week. I can say that it went fast, and throughout the week, you know, I had days where it flowed, and I had days where I was tired, you know, but I pushed through this week. And once I got to Friday, and definitely today, I've learned a lot to take on into my next week, you know, which is, I am committed to this. So, you know, anytime I'm in a mental fog again, I have to find ways to go ahead and get out of it, if possible, because I know everything is not going to be all perfect. Peaches and cream, cherry on top. I know that. So, you know, just like I said, I showed myself grace Friday by saying, you know, I'm not getting up here, I'm not doing the video, you know, I need some grace and I'm going to get some rest. And so I did that, you know, prayed, read my Bible. I did all those things. You know, I went to God, you know, but after doing all of it, I realized that, you know, I could have gotten through that mental fog. Sometimes we can't. Sometimes we do have to show ourselves that grace for a longer period. Sometimes we do have to back off of things for a longer period. Get that rest for a longer period. That's okay. But that's why we acknowledge what we go through, because after acknowledging, you know, what I had went through Friday morning, everything that was on my head, the overthinking, just being mentally tired, you know, I realized, like, you know, girl, maybe we was just a little bit dramatic in a way, because you've been doing this and you've been good. And, you know, I understood that, you know, I might just be, you know, a little overwhelmed. You know, it don't stop. It doesn't stop. So I realized that that may have been it. But at the same time, you know, this is something that I'm committed to. And this is something that I love to do. So if there is a time that, you know, I do get in this mental fog, I have to learn, if I can, to shake it off. Because I felt like Friday, I could have shook that off. You know, I could have shook it off. But I had already decided to show myself grace. Like, you know what? It's okay. Like, have your day, girl. Have your day. But when it comes to something like this, when I have this obligation every day, that mental fog, if possible, is something that I can work through in order to get this completed, get this done for you guys and for myself, you know, because I need this just as much as y'all do. And so I was thankful for Friday. Friday was that day that really, really taught me, you know, a lot. And also, as I look back over my week, things don't stop. But that doesn't mean I let it, you know, overpower me and take over me. Because I got this and I can do this. And, you know, that's what I had to do. I had to, you know, be nicer to myself. And that moves me to my next point. You know, when I was, that morning when I was dealing with the mental fog, I had found it very hard to encourage myself. So I was looking in my mirror and I was just like, why is it so easy for you to encourage other people, but it's so hard to, you know, encourage and lift yourself up? Yes, I say my affirmations. You know, yes, I try. I already told y'all, I'm really critical of myself. So I can say that, yes, I do try my hardest to encourage myself and lift myself up. When I mess up, I'm very critical of myself. When I'm moody, you know, I'm very, like, moody. I give off those moody vibes, especially in my thoughts. I'm just like, man, you know, like, you know, I give those victimizing thoughts, like, man, you know, I just don't feel it, you know, man, I'm just tired. Because the more you say those things, there's power in the tongue. So the more I'm saying, man, I'm not feeling it, man, I'm just tired, you know, man, I just want to lay down, the more my body is going to respond and my brain is going to respond to that. And so that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to want to lay down. I'm going to end up more tired. I'm going to not feel it, you know? So that's one thing, and it relates back to me being able to get myself through mental falls, because I need to really work on encouraging myself when I'm feeling not okay, because it's a mental thing. And that's the one thing that I've struggled with. That's the one thing that I know for a fact that the devil knows it can kind of get to me, because I have not always been a mentally strong person. But throughout my journey, I've become very mentally strong. And so that's kind of where the devil kind of tries to hit it, in my mental. That's kind of where I fall victim to, my mind, because my thoughts betray me a lot. They really do. And so, you know, I have to work on encouraging myself and building myself up. So that's what I mean by I can get through the mental fog and, you know, make it a better day and be able to get up here and do what I'm supposed to do, like, you know, I committed to. Because a big part of it is I just need a little bit of encouragement. You know, I just need to be encouraged a little bit. And no, I'm not saying that I'm looking for that from somebody. No, all I need it from is myself. But I'm not good at it. You know, once I'm in a mental fog, once I'm in a bad mood, once I'm moody, I kind of build on it, you know, instead of the opposite. I kind of build on that mood. I kind of build on that fog that I'm in, that funk that I'm trying to be in, instead of encouraging myself and trying to get out of it. So that's kind of what, you know, and that was a part of me digging into myself, because you got to ask those questions. So I asked myself, I looked myself in the mirror and I was like, you know, why is it so easy for you to encourage other people, but it's so hard for you to encourage yourself? You know? And so that was another thing that I reflected on. Like, I have to work on and learn to encourage myself, especially on the days where, you know, this is not it. I am not okay. I'm not feeling it. You know, it is what it is. You know, I need to show myself grace. I don't use that a lot. I don't show myself grace a lot. So I don't want y'all to think I said it a lot just to excuse any and everything. I really only try to show myself grace when I know for a fact that it's one of those days. And I know for a fact that, you know, I've been working hard, been going hard, you know, been working on myself, been doing what I'm supposed to do. So if I wake up and, you know, I kind of have one of those days and I'm able to afford one of those days, you know, or some time to, you know, just not do nothing and kind of just acknowledge and label how I feel, I'm going to show myself grace because I deserve that. Because, you know, every day the sun doesn't shine. And we have to acknowledge that. We have to acknowledge the bad days, the dark days. And again, I don't want to say a bad day because it wasn't a bad day. I had a good day. It wasn't a bad day. But, you know, I just was not feeling it mentally. I was not there. So that's what it was for me. I can also say, just looking back on this week and having those days where I flowed through things and I don't think too much about what I have going on. I'm just doing it. It just makes me want to go harder, and it makes me want to get through this season, because I think that's another thing that I realized this week. It was that, you know, I'm realizing that this is a season where I'm still working, you know, still watering, still checking, you know, still just doing a lot. And it's like a part of me is so ready to be finished so that I can just relax and just chill. But seeing that, you know, I have, you know, a little bit of time before I can do that. And that kind of gets hard on me too, on my mental too, because it's like, you know, again, it does not stop. It does not stop. I have to keep going. I have to keep going. And, you know, I struggle with that sometimes. I struggle with the fact that I have to just keep going no matter what, no matter how I feel, no matter, you know, what's going on. I have to keep going because, you know, I have goals to accomplish. I want a couple of things accomplished by December. So I know for a fact that I can't stop. If I fall off, if I stop, I'm not going to be where I want to be by December. And sometimes, you know, I allow that to be a little overwhelming for me. So I have to learn, again, not only how to encourage myself, but how to look at it as not something that, you know, I have to die for. You know, it's something that I can enjoy as I work towards my goals. Like, everything I'm doing is something that I can enjoy. So I just realized that I have to find ways to really, really enjoy what I'm doing while I'm doing it. Not this, but other things, because, you know, I love getting ready for this. I love being right here talking to y'all. I love the element that I'm in when I'm doing this. It's like the other things, like the homework, and, you know, sometimes getting up to go to work. What else? That's about it. That's about it. So that's a big thing. I just have to realize that it's not all bad. Because yes, I still have a lot of work to do before I get to December. December is still a long ways away. But I cannot give up. But it's just that sometimes mentally I'm just like, oh my God. Like, are we there yet? Are we done yet? You know, I get in it, and, you know, I'm just like, you know, this, you know, it's too much. But it's really not, though. It's really not too much. It's really not. I've been going hard since August. It's not too much at all. I just got to keep digging within myself when I get to those points where, you know, I feel like I don't want to do this no more. Where I feel like, you know, this is a lot. This is overwhelming. You know, when I feel myself wanting to burn out or shut down, I just have to go deeper into myself and figure out what is it that I need to do. And, you know, I've come to the conclusion about a lot of things. I have a new goal this week. I'm very excited about that. So hopefully that'll allow me to spread my wings a little bit more and continue to fly, continue to keep going. Because I don't feel like it's too much, but it's not easy. It's not easy juggling all this stuff. It's possible. I asked for all of this. I'm handling it all well. All I'm saying is sometimes it's not easy, especially for a girl like me who deals with mental issues. And I don't want to say it like I'm crazy, but, you know, I've dealt with depression. I deal with anxiety. So sometimes stuff can be a lot for me. And I don't want to go back to shutting down and shutting out and stuff not being interesting to me or exciting to me. I don't want to go back to, faking. And, a lot of that stems from, how I'm thinking about what I have going on in my life. So I don't want to have those thoughts about what I have going on. I want to do everything that I have going on with joy, with good vibes, with happiness, glad to be doing it. I'm not saying that my education isn't important or I don't value it in the same thing for my job. I'm just saying that sometimes things get to be too much. Hence why I do try to show myself grace. Because that's self-care. If I start to feel that way, and I know that could possibly trigger me to, just say F it all, I have to show myself grace. But also when you dig into yourself and you start to figure things out and you looking at yourself and you're reflecting and you're evaluating and examining, you're realizing that there are some things that you can change about yourself that can make it easier. Like I said, I can encourage myself way more than I do. Motivate myself a little bit more, push myself a little bit more than I do. Instead of getting into that funk and, making it funkier, or, getting in that mood and making it moodier, I can encourage myself and pull myself up out of that. Because sometimes I'm going to keep it real. God is an encouraging God. He's a helpful God. And yes, I pray. I go to him and I pray and I read my Bible every day faithfully. But, sometimes God don't work just like that because he wants you to go through what you're going through. He wanted me to go through my day to get through it. He wanted me to go through Friday in order to get through it so that what needed to be revealed to me was revealed. And that's the conclusions that I've gotten to and that I'm speaking on today. So, even though I'm talking to God and etc., you still deal with things. I still have to go through it. So I have to learn how to get through it as effective as possible, as beneficial as possible to me. And that means encouraging myself more. And that means realizing that, hey, you got to really, really buckle down on your time management. You really, really got to stop, being on your phone so much. And that's just the truth. And I know that's something I say a lot up here. But, I know I'm not the only one. I'm not perfect. I be on my phone a lot. I'm so used to it. A phone has been glued to my hand since maybe ninth grade, and even in middle school, I try to overpower my moms and stuff like that. And I know I used to have a little track phone, probably in elementary, I don't know. But I can say since high school, that's definitely, because that's when I really, really got my first cell phone. My dad had got it for me. That's really when the phone really started to be glued to my skin. And I have not let that thing go since. Seriously. So, it's a process trying to, wean yourself off of something, So it's a process for me to try to put my phone down. But, that was something I tried one time before, and it happened to work really well, so I think I'm going to try it again. But I will talk about that tomorrow. I believe that is all. I believe that's my reflection for today. And it kind of just really stemmed on the end of my week. Friday and this morning, that's when, a lot of stuff happened for me that I felt the need to share with y'all. Just like I tell y'all, when it comes to reflection, you don't have to go through Sunday, what happened, Monday, Tuesday. No, just kind of think about your whole week and then allow things to just jump out at you that happened, because you're probably not going to remember everything that happened since last Sunday and it's already about to be another Sunday. Because I don't ask y'all to sit back and reflect for 10 minutes until Saturday. So a whole 6 days has went by. So some of us, I know me, I don't know what happened Thursday, unless I really, really sit and think about it. But, just based off a 10-minute reflection, I'm not going to remember every little detail from Sunday to Friday or Sunday to Saturday morning. I'm not going to remember everything. So that's why you sit back and you think about and you reflect on your week, and whatever pops up at you is what is probably the most important about your week. And it's usually something that you can learn from and you can take into your next week, or you can take into the rest of your life, and it's stuff that you can also leave behind or stop doing or make better. However it looks for you, however your week went, I don't know. Sometimes we learn and get better. Sometimes we strengthen what we already know. So however it looks for you. I hope you guys Have a great Saturday night. It's Saturday. Y'all have fun. Enjoy. I know I am. It's been a long time. I am going to enjoy my Saturday. You know, the one thing I love about going out tonight is that I have no intentions of being drunk. And it's good to just know that the reason is I know that I can have fun being sober, and that I'm comfortable in my own skin being sober. Because I used to say all the time, you know, I can't do this unless I have a drink. I can't even get jiggy dance unless I get drunk. You know, I used to say that all the time. That's not the case anymore, and I love to be in that place, in that space, because, you know, now I know, like, you know, moderate. I need about a shot or two, and I'm good. Let's have fun. So I'm excited to go out with the girls tonight and enjoy my night and have fun. So I hope you guys enjoy y'all's and be safe. Live your life, because we don't get days back, we don't get nights back. So enjoy your life and have fun in a healthy way, as healthy as possible. Y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay beautiful. Be patient. Be humble. Be kind. Be gentle. Show compassion. You are love. Love is within you. Show love. You are light. Shine your light. You never know who needs you. You never know. Be yourself. Stay true to who you are. Stand on who you are at all times. Can't nobody tell you nothing about you when you know you. Just be you. It's cheaper to be yourself, like Kevin Gates said. It's cheaper to be yourself. Truthfully, it is. Honestly, that's the truth. When you think about it, that's the truth. I love you guys from my heart to yours. Mwah.